everyone, this is Cassandra, your bankruptcy recovery expert. Have a hot tip to share with you, one that I have experienced myself. This topic is going to be regarding financing for your home-based businesses. I did a lot of searching when I first started out trying to have my own home-based business. It's been since probably 2001. My first home-based business was a brochure making. I was doing brochures for different companies and tried to make a living at that. And I also was looking at doing websites. And I, worked a little deal where I could work with one of the local David Bridals. And that way I could put my information in and try to win some of the brides. That proved to be a little time consuming because brides like to change their mind a lot. But in regards to actually having my home-based business, I found a resource that I want to share with you. The resource is called Accion USA. That is ACCION-USA.org. This is an organization that is strictly for the community. They're almost on the handshake deal, but they do require some paperwork, but they understand credit. So they're not as hard as the local banks or other institutions out there where you have to have a 700 credit score, you have to be perfect, and you have to have been in business for 2 years. They're known as micro lending, and they have several different loan programs from startup to transition businesses or whatever you might need. From loans as low as $500,000, loans as low as $500 to loans as high as $50,000, and it just depends on what you need for your company. My first loan was $1,600. My payment was roughly $70, $75 a month, and I had it for, I believe, 24 months financed. I paid that one off, moved on to other things, wrote a book called Life After Bankruptcy, How to Buy Your Dream Home, and needed to do some marketing, so I did another loan a couple years later for the book, and I believe that loan was either $3,500 or $5,000 because I was paying for marketing and doing a commercial and everything else. And that payment was about $120 or $125, something around that. Can't remember the exact numbers, but it was a low deal. And at that time, the great thing with Accion was it was a quick turnaround. The whole process took me actually 8 business days. I found Accion online. I attended a Saturday class which just told you about their organization, and I had my business plan with me. I submitted my business plan, and I submitted a copy of the vendor licensing agreement for David's Bridal for, at that time, was like $1,600, $1,800. And for the next time, I actually submitted all the invoices of estimates that I got to do the marketing, and did my second loan the same way. And they called me in for the meeting, and at the meeting, if they understood your business plan and you were able to effectively communicate what your goals were and what you were trying to do, and you had a second job that was actually paying the bills, and your credit was halfway decent, you were going to be approved. Now, just to give you a rough idea between then and now, at the time I applied for my first loan, my credit score was, I believe, 590. And I had bankruptcy from 2000. And it had been either 12 months or 24 months before I applied for the loan. And I got the loan with no problem. The second time, obviously, the bankruptcy was a little bit older, and my credit score, I think, was like a 631. And again, I got the loan. Now, what they use as a benefit to you is if your day job is working in computers, IT, and you've been doing photography on the side at home, and you've been doing it for 3, 4, 5 years and not really getting paid for it, but little jobs here and there that you charge family and friends for, guess what? As far as they're concerned, you have been in business for 3 to 5 years. You haven't shown a profit, but you've been in business. And that's how you need to structure your business plan, to show them that you've been doing this on the side for that amount of time, So you have experience in the field, but now you want to make an official business. And you apply for a loan. Now, here's the key to success with anything and everything. Success, as I've heard many times before, and I truly believe it, is when preparation meets opportunity. And you got to have done your homework. You have to have a good business plan. It doesn't mean a thick business plan, doesn't mean a very wordy business plan. It means a detailed business plan. For me, I used a company called Business Plan Pro Deluxe. I bought their software. Their software had samples, and I pretty much followed the sample, and I did my due diligence with finding out businesses in a surrounding area that might be competing with me and businesses on the web. I did my homework to see if I was competitive in pricing, and I priced it out effectively. I put all this into my business plan. I decided what I was going to do for marketing. At that time, it was going to be print ads, and it was going to be flyers, and it was going to be a commercial, and it was going to be a convention I was going to attend. So I put all that in my business plan, and I included all that as my startup cost. If I needed a new computer, it was part of my startup cost. Every little detail down to pens and paper is part of my startup cost. And because I took the initiative to put my plan on paper, it's not enough just to talk about a business plan, you need to put it on paper. And I was prepared for the opportunity that presented itself. Axion was a breath of fresh air. They're personable, they're friendly, they do great service. They cut your check and tell you to be ready in 5 days. You go get your check, and guess what? You are in business. You take it to the next step. You go down to the county, you get a license for one person, which is usually about $50 or $60 because you don't have any employees yet, and you're in business. You don't have to incorporate until you're ready to incorporate. You can write it off on your taxes as a home-based business. And I think that's the best way to pursue your dream. Find a way to get in. For those companies that have been in business for 6 months to a year or two and you have not turned a profit yet, they have loans for you as well. They only operate in certain states, so you definitely want to visit the website and find out if they're operating in your state and put yourself in position to be successful, pursue your dream, and go get in business. That's another helpful tip from Cassandra, your bankruptcy recovery expert, just sharing information. Want to keep you well informed. Till next time, visit me again at Free Info Just For You. Have a wonderful day.